If you see a bloody left eye, it's because I popped 2 blood vessels last week. That was fun. Anyway, iPhone 14 Pro. Just ordered one this morning. Last year, got the iPhone 13 mini. Loved it, loved the size. Battery life kind of sucked, especially after 3 months, it started dying really fast. Cameras were kind of meh, but it did everything that I wanted it to do. And then was given the iPhone 13 Pro, so started using that. Didn't like the size of the phone, but I love the battery life, love the cameras, use it every single day, did everything that I wanted to do and more. But now comes the iPhone 14 Pro. And I got one because I wanted to compare the 14 Pro with the 13 Pro to see if it was actually worth upgrading. But until I actually receive and compare both the phones, here are my reasons why I got the iPhone 14 Pro.
Dropping 40% faster than the competition.
Camera with a quad pixel sensor, 65% larger than the one on iPhone 13 Pro.
Oh, spilled water. I can't see where I'm drinking. That's weird. So I'm not gonna go into the technical specs of the phone. Basically, it's better, it's faster, and there's that little dynamic island kind of thing. Don't really care about that. Hi, editing Sid here. I lied. I actually love it. Like, I really, really love it. Okay, back to the video. But in this video, I wanted to talk about the iPhone 14 Pro in the perspective of a photographer and a filmmaker. And let's talk about the 48 megapixel main camera. First of all, when you say 48 megapixels on a phone, I don't think it means what you think it means. It's like having one of those like Amazon cameras that say it shoots 8K video when you know it really doesn't. I have a feeling that that's somewhat of the case with the iPhone 14. Obviously, it's gonna be a lot better, but it's a small, tiny sensor, and so 48 megapixels is not gonna look like the same as a 48 megapixel full frame camera. It may look better overall, but it's definitely not the same. However, the 48 megapixel camera seems to be the best camera out of the three. You're shooting at a focal length at 24 millimeters at f1.78. But what's interesting is that included in that 48 megapixel main camera is a second generation sensor shift optical image stabilization. But the other cameras don't seem to have that same stabilization. The ultra-wide doesn't have any stabilization at all, but with the 3x telephoto camera, it seems to have just an ordinary optical image stabilization, probably the same stabilization that I have on the 13 Pro. Now there is a 2x telephoto camera, but it's actually using the 48 megapixel 1x camera just cropped in. And because it uses that main camera, the 2x telephoto camera also uses that second generation image stabilization. And so it'll be interesting to test them out when taking photos. But to sum up all the cameras for photography, the main camera shoots 48 megapixels at 24 millimeters using that second generation stabilization. The ultra wide camera shoots 12 megapixels at 13 millimeters without using any stabilization at all. The 2x telephoto camera shoots at 12 megapixels, but it's using the main 48 megapixel camera just cropped in, but also using the same second generation image stabilization. And finally, the 3x telephoto camera shoots 12 megapixels at 77 millimeters, but just using the standard image stabilization. And of course, you have the ability to shoot Apple ProRes, but if you're shooting at 48 megapixels with the main camera, like you're probably looking at 50 megabyte photo sizes. And so if you're gonna shoot RAW at 48 megapixels, it's probably a good idea to at least get the 256 gig version of the iPhone 14 Pro. I don't think 128 gig is gonna cut it. But yeah, just gonna be huge file sizes. I feel like my eye is straining a lot more now. Like, do you see the blood in my eye? Oh well. And now let's talk about the video features of the iPhone 14 Pro. You can finally shoot cinematic mode in 4K, although I didn't really use cinematic mode with the 13 Pro just because it just looked really soft around the edges. It didn't look really natural. We'll have to test it out, but that's pretty cool. Of course, you can shoot ProRes video up to 4K at 30 frames per second, but probably the most exciting video feature of the iPhone 14 Pro is action mode. Now, action mode is pretty much gimbal-like stabilization when filming video with the iPhone 14. It looks insane. Although looking into the specs, you're not shooting 4K video, you're actually shooting at a lower resolution at 2.8K, which is still pretty decent. And I'm sure I'd be pretty okay with it as long as the stabilization is that good. So we'll have to find out. But from what we've seen, it looks pretty dang good. Although a little sad that phone gimbals might be obsolete. RIP. But hey, if it works, it works. And also, I don't know if the video will crop in to take advantage of that stabilization. Again, we'll have to see when I get the phone myself. But if I can shoot gimbal-like performance with a phone, like that'll be so handy, especially in a pinch. And so yeah, again, we'll have to find out and see. See, I can't really see in my left eye. And then the last reason why I wanted to get the iPhone 14 Pro is the Super Retina XDR display. That's really exciting because it can go all the way up to 2,000 nits when you are using it outside. That's huge because I can't tell you how many times when my iPhone 13 Pro, like when it gets really, really hot, the screen tends to dim down. And that's not very helpful, especially if I'm putting this on a gimbal and I'm filming all afternoon. Like I want to be able to see clearly what I'm shooting, you know? And also if you're using your phone as a screen, if you're flying drones, like if it gets hot and it dims, like you're not gonna be able to see where you're flying. And so the fact that the new iPhone 14 Pro can go up to 2000 nits of brightness when using it outside is huge. And so that is something really excited about. And those are pretty much all the reasons why I'm getting the iPhone 14 Pro. I mean, I'll get it and compare it with the iPhone 13 Pro and to see if it's actually worth upgrading to. And so let me know if there are specific things you want me to test out. But yeah, excited about the iPhone 14 Pro. And I guess the one thing that I really, really hope that the iPhone 14 Pro does better than the iPhone 13 is AirDrop. Can you just make it work?